When pro-aborts lose, they lie. And their latest propaganda is that evidently abortion and miscarriage are the same thing. And they have tried to make this argument before, but now they're using the story of Jessa Duggar Seawald as an example of why conservatives do actually get abortions, which is unbelievable that they are taking a story of a miscarriage, Jessa coming out and sharing her experience and twisting it maliciously to try to push their agenda for abortion. And I mean, it's not just a few people. I mean, you go on Twitter and everyone's saying that she had an abortion, but news articles, for example, the Arkansas Times reported that healthcare for me, but not for thee, a Duggar had an abortion. They talked about how current Arkansas laws allow abortions for dead fetuses, but not for living ones, regardless of their suffering or prospects for survival outside the womb. I can't believe that this was even published in this article. Of course, there is a difference between an abortion on a baby that is alive versus a baby that is dead. That difference is one is an abortion, which is a violent act of ripping a baby piece by piece as it is torn out of their mother's womb, the place that they were created, the place that they were supposed to be the most protected, versus a miscarriage, which is a tragic loss of a life that is at the fault of no one. Absolutely, there is a difference between these two things. And pro-aborts using the story of Jessa to try to confuse people, to try to blur the lines and make it sound like we really do need abortion. Because what about these instances where the baby has passed away and a woman may need a D&C, which is the procedure often used in an abortion and the procedure that is used in a miscarriage? The difference? One is violently ending the life of a child, and one is simply removing a child that has already passed away. And we know for a fact that Jessa had a miscarriage because after all of the slander, after all of the lies and propaganda, she made a statement saying specifically that her baby's heartbeat stopped beating 3 weeks before she had the D&C. But pro-aborts know what they're doing. They understand the difference. No rational person can really make the argument that they have no idea why killing a baby that is alive may be different than removing a child that has already passed away. They are doing this for political gain because they know that if they can confuse people into being pro-choice, well, then maybe people will vote pro-choice. If people genuinely feel as if access to miscarriage treatment will not be accessible, then maybe people will be pro-choice. The reality is that abortion and miscarriage are opposites. They are two things that could not be more opposite. Intentionally ending the life of a child and a child tragically passing away. Anyone who tries to make the argument that abortion and miscarriage are the same thing is either incredibly misled, uneducated, and ignorant, or an evil, calculated, malicious person that cares more about their agenda to end human life than the women they claim to fight for. I also can't help but think how incredibly offensive this message is to those who have suffered from miscarriages. For pro-abortion advocates to look them in the eye and tell them, you had an abortion. Losing a child is devastating, and it is evil to use a suffering woman's story as a pawn in your game to normalize the ending of an innocent human life. And the reason they are targeting Jessa is because she's pro-life, because they want to make her feel like a hypocrite. They hate that the pro-life message is winning, and they are attacking anyone who speaks up against abortion. And any woman who has suffered, whether that's from losing a child from abortion or miscarriage, does not deserve to be used as a pawn, but rather deserves healing, care, love, and support, which is why Students for Life created Standing With You, which is an initiative of ours to make sure that women know that they are not alone. And so if you are suffering, if you know somebody who is suffering, you can go to standingwithyou.org for healing resources, because everyone deserves the truth that their child was precious, valued, and loved, and that there is healing for them available.